Everyone, and welcome back to the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, and that's Jeremy. And once again, we have not seen a movie, but I guarantee this week we will. I'm not going to tell you what it is. That's a teaser. Um, so let's talk some movie news. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. But yeah, if not, that's what we got. So a couple things came out this week. One was a very elaborate April Fool's joke, and that was the announcement of the Deadpool movie getting an R rating. Now, it all started on Ryan Reynolds' Twitter account. He said, right now it's PG-13, but we're working hard to get it R. We're really fighting it to get the R rating. I think that was 2 days before April Fool's, and the next day he said, well, it's going to be PG-13, but there's still going to be everything you love about Deadpool, fourth wall breaking, whatever. And finally, on April Fool's Day, they set up a fake interview between Ryan Reynolds and Mario Lopez, in which they discuss the PG-13 rating, and like off the bat, you're just kind of like, something's not right. This is a really weird interview. If it's real, this is really strange. So then, finally, Deadpool comes out from behind Mario Lopez and hits him with something. What did he hit him with? Do you know?
I haven't seen this.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, it's fantastic. He knocks him out, and then he's just like, he hits, as he's hitting him, he's like, "Shut up, Slater," or something like that, and then it says like, "Don't worry, it is rated R." That was the announcement, and then it ends with Deadpool just going, "Don't worry, Jesse, Slater won't bother you anymore," and it's fantastic. And so now we have announced we have the rated R version of Deadpool, which is what we all wanted. And if you haven't seen that clip, it is quite hilarious. It was a hilarious April Fool's, a very elaborate plan. And I have to say that the marketing for this film is brilliant. But let's talk first the R rating Deadpool. Jeremy, what's like the what is cool about this? This is obviously what we wanted, but what is cool about this based on the character and the fact that it will be better than a PG-13 Deadpool.
Well, I mean, the thing about Deadpool is he's a pretty adult character, and there's a lot of violence, a lot of blood, a lot of just a dark vibe in general, and he's just not the kind of character that would work in a PG-13 film. It's like if you tried to take Watchmen and tone that down to make it PG-13. If you did that, it would destroy like the feeling of the world, and the characters just wouldn't be the same. They just don't belong in that watered down PG-13 world. So I think it's great, and I think it's gonna really help win over the fans. And you might lose some casual fans, some general moviegoers who might not be so keen to see it if it's R. But I think in the long run, it'll be good for the film.
I think that if you're afraid, which I don't think the studio is afraid, and anyone working with this film is afraid, because number one, like I said, the marketing has been fantastic. I feel like we're talking about Deadpool every week. I mean, the buzz is there every single week. So and if you want to see a movie that's rated R that worked, I mean, you could look to earlier this year in Kingsman. I mean, that's made more than $300 million worldwide. I mean, so a rated R film can work and can absolutely make loads of money. So I, that's actually similar as well. I mean, they're, I guess the style. I would actually love to see a Matthew Vaughn Deadpool. That'd be really cool. But you know, it's what you want. It's gonna be it's definitely gonna be successful. I love the marketing. You know, the R rating fits the character. It's you know, I would have seen a PG-13 version, but let's be honest, that's we wanted the rated R, and let's see, what was I gonna say? I guess that was it. Anything else to add about the Deadpool R rating?
I think we've covered it.
All right, moving on. We're going to discuss. We discuss rumors sometimes, but let's just get it out there. It is a rumor. This is not confirmed, but it appears that the first Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice trailer may play before Mad Max Fury Road, which comes out May 15th. And you know, I think that would actually be a good move for WB. It's just I don't know. It makes sense because you know you're coming back with Mad Max, and you do have Tom Hardy, you do have Charlize Theron in that movie, but any other buzz you could get around that movie will be good for the studio, because I mean this is a rebooted franchise. You know, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know. It looks good, but I don't know how it's gonna be received. I don't have a clue. I've never seen the first Mad Max movies. I assume they have some sort of cult following, or maybe they just have a following in general. I don't know.
I think it's more of a cult.
That's
thing.
that's what I figured. So I mean, any buzz. You know, that being said, any buzz around the film, you know, I think is good. So I think that would be a good move for WB. And you know, I mean, I want it to happen, but we also have to understand that this movie would be 10 months away. I mean, that's a long way away. Although they have been working on this for a while, so I think they do have enough for a trailer, and I don't think it's out of the question for this trailer to be seen before Mad Max.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's just a short, like 45-second teaser trailer,
Right.
and we just get like a few lines of dialogue and like a flash of like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and like all this stuff, you know, just something to whet people's appetites.
Right. Definitely, I'm with you. So we're just gonna hit quickly on this. Summer movie season's coming. Let's just talk. We know that. Well, okay. Let's just be honest. Furious 7 is a summer movie. The summer movie is starting in early April. You know, we know the ones that are gonna hit. We got Furious 7. That's gonna be great. You know, it's gonna accomplish what it set out to do. I mean, Age of Ultron. That's got to be good. You know, just. You know, so I mean, those are like the top movies. But let's just talk some of those movies that we kind of hope hit. You know, one of my top ones would be Fantastic Four. I really want the rebooted Fantastic Four to hit. I think the pieces are in place, but you know, interestingly enough, I'm actually much more intrigued in this Fantastic Four than I was in Batman Begins. It's actually on right now. But the thing is, the Fantastic Four series before this, let's face it, it wasn't good. It had good parts. Chris Evans was very good, but we're talking Fantastic Four and rebooted franchises. I mean, I'm actually intrigued. They have the pieces in place, and I'm really hoping this movie succeeds. Although I could see it not. So, Jeremy, you want to talk Fantastic Four? Any of those summer movies that you really want to hit, or you have some expectations for?
Well, regarding Fantastic Four, I think there's a lot of potential there. I like pretty much everyone that they've cast in the main roles as, you know, the Fantastic Four. The director of the film also directed Chronicle, of which I'm a fan, and Joe's kind of...
I'm not.
Yeah. So that's a good thing for me. So it looks like they're going in a completely different direction than the previous franchise. And for the record, I don't think that the original Fantastic Four movie is that bad. It's watchable. The second one is awful, but the first one is watchable. It's not a good movie, but I'll watch it. So
It's not Batman and Robin, or
yeah, it's not quite that bad.
It's yeah.
Or it's not Green Lantern bad.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I'm curious to see what how that goes, and I'm kind of blanking on other.
That's okay. I
big
understand.
movies that are coming out.
I threw that on you. I mean, a couple others. I guess. I'm hoping Inside Out, the new Pixar film. I think that could be great. I really do. I like what they have in place for that. I'm hoping Jurassic World is good. I guess just to name a few. Well, I'm hoping Ant-Man's good. Honestly, I really don't think it's going to be. I think that's going to be Marvel's misstep, but we will see. If you want to check out more about the summer blockbuster, summer preview of some of the summer blockbuster possibilities, if you will, you could go to cupofjoe.com and check out my blog, or you could follow us on Facebook and get it there. Anyway, self-promotion. That's what it is, self-promotion. Let's hit on some of the box office from last week, and let's see what did well, and let's see what sucked, if anything.
Okay, well, in number 5, we had the surprise of It Follows, and that expanded and increased about 1,000% to 3.8 million. And this kind of threw me for a loop because I had never heard of this movie before, and then it got into the top 5. Apparently it's a horror movie, and it's actually extremely well reviewed, so I'm quite intrigued. I might have to go see this. And as far as I know, it's going to continue to expand into more theaters, so I guess we'll see if the word of mouth can build and it can have a solid run. But 3.8 million for the number of theaters it was in last week isn't great. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it goes with this one. In 4th place, we had Cinderella, and that fell 51% to 17 million, has a total of just under 150. I'm really still surprised that Cinderella isn't holding better. I mean, it fell about 50% last week too. This week I can understand it because Home opened, and that stole a lot of the same crowd that would go see Cinderella. But I really thought this one would hold better, and I don't know if it can get to 200 at this point. It would really be a stretch, so it might end up more at like 180, 190 or something, which is still really good, but I don't know, I just feel like probably should have gotten over 200. Anyway, in 3rd place we had Insurgent, and that was down 59% to 21.5 million, has a total of 85.9. That's a bigger drop than Divergent had, and Insurgent also opened lower, so it's really falling behind at this point. It's going to end up with probably 15, 20, maybe even finish even further behind Divergent. So that's not good for a franchise, and I see no reason for either the final 2 entries to really change that. I mean, maybe the 4th one, can have the finale factor, but I don't know, it's just not that interesting. 2nd place, we had the debut of Get Hard, and that made 33.8 million. That's pretty solid. That's an improvement over The Wedding Ringer from earlier in this year, but it's still not quite in the same range as Ride Along. So I do think that the Kevin Hart craze is dying down at this point. It was a good move to bring in Will Ferrell because people also really enjoy seeing him, especially in comedies. So that's a pretty good debut. It's nothing spectacular, and I think Get Hard should probably have a solid run in the end. Our number 1 film was Home, and that opened to 52.1 million, and that was shocking. Nobody saw that coming. I saw a lot of predictions in like the 30s. I saw a fair number of people thinking this would be in the 20s, and it opened in the same range as SpongeBob, and that's just really never saw that coming. It's I'm not quite sure why this broke out so much. I mean, I mean Rihanna and Sheldon, I guess were. I mean, maybe they were the factor. Maybe it was just a lack of family entertainment or something. But go figure. I'm impressed.
It's just hilarious. Just like maybe it's Rihanna and Sheldon.
Jim Parsons.
Yes. No. It's still hilarious because why would that combination ever work in a film? Besides Battleship. Anyway, actually,
They should have.
it should have been. Yes, it shouldn't have been Taylor Kitsch. It should have been Jim Parsons. That would have made that movie better. Do you imagine like Liam Neeson and Jim Parsons going back and forth over Jim Parsons dating Brooklyn Decker? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, I guess to go over It Follows. Yeah, it's getting great movie reviews. I don't know why I called them movie reviews. They're obviously that. Getting great reviews, and unfortunately, Unfriended is also getting early, pretty good reviews, which is terrifying. I'm not seeing that movie anymore, because apparently it's going to be terrifying. I thought it was going to be funny, but if it's terrifying, no, I'm not seeing that movie. Other than, I recorded Divergent, but I've missed the first 7 minutes of it, which probably explains everything about the franchise. I'll probably miss, so I'll try to get on that franchise there to understand it. Home, I don't understand that, and Get Hard, I think that is a pretty good opening based on like what we received from the marketing.
Yeah.
Good stuff, but I think we're in for a big box office weekend this week, particularly from one film.
Yeah.
But let's talk the other ones.
I don't think there are any.
There's one.
Oh, there's one?
I think there's one. Well, okay, It Follows is already there, but The Woman in Gold opened. Woman in Gold opened on April Fool's Day. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a wide release? You know what it is. It's the line. I wish I could remember the line. Can't you drive any faster? The chocolate on your donut
movie.
is melting.
Okay. I don't think that's wide this weekend.
Okay, it's not wide. All right. It's on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's a squashed tomato. It's 47%. We won't talk about it if it's not wide. But I'm going to keep talking about it until you tell me it's not wide. Has Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds.
It's 258 theaters.
Daniel Bruhl.
It's not wide.
It's not wide. Okay, forget it. I actually think that movie's interesting, slightly, but it's not as interesting as this. Furious 7, the powerhouse, the monster. It's gonna do
vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom. Absolutely, yes. So, we got the continuation of the greatest franchise of all time, Furious 7. This movie's gonna be great. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's getting those typical reviews, Fast and Furious, over the top, awesome action. What we've come to love about the Fast and Furious franchise since it, I would say, rebooted. I mean, it was a sequel. The fourth one was a sequel, but since that was really a reboot. And 4 through 7 have 4 through 6 have been great. I don't see how this one could be any different, and I'm excited to get out there and see it.
Agreed. It promises that same ridiculous action that we've come to know, and that's all I could really ask for. As far as the box office goes, it's going to be huge. The last one opened in '97, and Furious 7 could probably go higher, especially with the entire film basically being a tribute to the late Paul Walker.
True.
I think that'll help things. So it's going over 100. It had really good Thursday night previews, so we're going over 100.
Yeah, I think like 15 mil, right, on Thursday? That's big. So
it's huge.
Expect great things from that movie. Go see it. Goodbye.